Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast. I'm Dennis.
And I'm Louise.
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into affirmations, and you know how to use them to really make changes in your life.
Yeah, they sometimes get a bad rap, right? They can sound kind of woo-woo or like just, you know, empty positive thinking.
Yeah, for sure. And, it can be discouraging if you don't see results right away.
But what if I told you that there's actually a deeper science to it?
Okay, so we're going beyond just like those platitudes on the surface, and we're going to really try to figure out how affirmations actually work.
Exactly. And think of this deep dive as like a shortcut to understanding affirmations and actually using them to create the life that you want.
Sounds good.
So you know what's so fascinating about affirmations is that everything is energy, right? Like everything around us, including our thoughts and our emotions, are vibrating at different frequencies.
Okay, wait, so you're saying that our thoughts, even though we can't see them, they actually have energy?
Absolutely. When we repeat affirmations, we're sending out these energetic signals that attract similar frequencies back to us.
So it's kind of like tuning into a radio station.
Exactly. Like if you want to listen to jazz music, you tune your radio to that jazz frequency, right?
Makes sense.
And it's the same with our thoughts. If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you're actually attracting more negativity into your life.
So then if I focus on positive thoughts and feelings, then I'm going to align myself with like a higher frequency.
Exactly. And that's when you start to see those positive changes manifest in your life.
Yeah.
It all boils down to like attracts like.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a pretty simple concept, but when you think about it, it can be pretty powerful.
Absolutely. It's one of those universal laws that governs everything.
Okay, so then how does all of this connect to something as big as the universe? Like, where do our thoughts and energy actually go?
Well, that's where the concept of the vortex comes in. Think of it as a realm of pure potentiality where like all of our desires already exist vibrationally.
Wait, so what do you mean it's not like a physical place, is it?
No, it's not a physical place. It's more like an energetic field that we can tap into through our thoughts and feelings.
So like a cosmic library of everything that's possible.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And the universe is actually conspiring with us to make our desires a reality, but we have to align with that potential. And that's where affirmations are so powerful.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, the key is to shift our vibration to match the frequency of what we want.
Right.
And affirmations are a way to do that.
Exactly. But it's not just about mindlessly repeating words. You have to truly believe what you're affirming.
So it's like planting a seed in fertile soil, right?
Yeah.
If the soil isn't right, the seeds won't grow.
Precisely.
Well,
You need to cultivate a mindset that supports your affirmations.
okay, so let's say I want to manifest more abundance in my life. Like, what's the first step? Do I just start repeating I am rich and successful over and over?
Well, you could do that, but remember, it's about feeling the truth of that affirmation. You need to embody the energy of abundance. Imagine what it feels like to live that abundant life.
Like, what do I see, hear, and touch in that life?
Exactly. The more you can engage your senses, the more powerful those affirmations become.
So it's not just about the money itself. It's about the feelings and experiences that abundance brings, right?
Yes. Maybe abundance to you means traveling the world, having financial freedom to pursue your passions, or simply having the resources to help others. Focus on the emotions those experiences evoke: joy, gratitude, freedom. Let those emotions fuel your affirmations.
Okay, this is starting to make sense. But what about those negative thoughts that we all have? You know, those ones that just keep creeping in. How do you deal with those?
Yeah.
It feels like sometimes it's one step forward and two steps back.
Those negative thoughts are actually giving us feedback. They're telling us we're out of alignment with our desires. So instead of resisting those negative emotions, acknowledge them.
So you're saying I should lean into them instead of pushing them away?
In a way, yes,
Right.
but it's more about observing them, not necessarily drowning in them. Once you can pinpoint the limiting belief that's fueling that negative emotion, you can start to challenge it.
Okay, so it's kind of like weeding a garden.
Yeah,
You got to pull out the weeds so the flowers can grow.
exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about aligning our energy, tapping into the vortex, and releasing limiting beliefs. But how do we actually close that gap between where we are now and where we want to be? Affirmations alone won't magically make it happen, right?
Right. It's not about just sitting back and waiting for the universe to do all the work. There's another key element, which is inspired action.
So we have to actually take steps towards our goals.
Yes, but it's not just any action. It's inspired action. It's about taking steps that feel aligned with your desires, even if they're small steps.
Okay. So how do we know if we're taking inspired action or if we're just forcing things?
The key is to pay attention to how you feel. Inspired action feels exciting and effortless. It's like you're being guided by this inner compass. Forced action, on the other hand, feels stressful and heavy, like you're swimming upstream against the current.
Okay, so it sounds like this is a lot deeper than just repeating a few positive phrases.
It absolutely is. It's about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions with what you want to create. It's about understanding that you are a powerful co-creator of your reality.
This is fascinating. We've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dives into affirmations.
And we've only just begun.
But before we move on to even more advanced techniques for aligning with the vortex and manifesting our dreams, let's pause here and hear from you.
Yes, we'd love to know what's resonating with you so far. What are your thoughts on the concept of the vortex and aligning your energy with your desires? Have you had any personal experiences with affirmations that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. We want this to be a conversation. So please share your thoughts, questions, and insights in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Metaphysics podcast for more explorations into the unseen world. We'll be back soon with part 2, where we'll dive into some practical techniques for amplifying your affirmations and accelerating the manifestation process. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Metaphysics podcast.
Yeah, it's great to be back with you all as we continue to explore, affirmations and how they can actually transform your life.
So in the last segment, we talked about the power of our thoughts and emotions and how they create this vibrational frequency that interacts with the universe.
Yeah, and the vortex as well, that field of pure potential where every possibility exists.
And of course, we can't forget about those limiting beliefs that we all have to work on releasing so that we can manifest our desires.
Right, and then we ended with that idea of inspired action.
Yeah.
Meeting the universe halfway.
Exactly. So now let's get into some more tangible techniques that can amplify your affirmations and make that manifestation process go even faster.
Okay, love it.
Have you ever heard of scripting?
I have heard the term, but I'm not really sure what it is exactly. Is it kind of like writing a script for a movie?
It's similar, but instead of writing for actors, you're scripting your own ideal reality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you write in detail as if your desires are already happening.
So I'm writing about my future.
Yes, like if it's a journal entry from your future self, living the life of your dreams.
I like that. Okay, so let's say my dream is to live in a beautiful beach house. What I write about, walking on the warm sand every morning, hearing the waves crashing.
Exactly. Describe the scent of the salty air, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the taste of your morning coffee as you gaze at the ocean.
Sounds nice.
The more vivid you can make it, the more you imprint that reality onto your subconscious mind.
Right, because we were talking before about how our subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference between what's real and what we're imagining. So if we're really experiencing something vividly in our minds, it's almost as if we're living it.
Exactly. Scripting helps you bridge that gap between your desires and your current reality.
It's like creating an energetic blueprint.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we really do have a lot of power to shape our reality, don't we?
We absolutely do. Now let's talk about something a little bit different, the moon cycles. Have you ever noticed how the moon's energy can affect us, like our moods and behavior?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who say they feel more energetic during a full moon or maybe more emotional.
It's not just a myth. The moon has a very real effect on us energetically. Just like it affects the tides, it influences our inner world as well.
Okay, interesting. So can we use that energy to our advantage?
Absolutely. We can work with the natural rhythms of the moon to help us manifest.
So are there specific times during the moon cycle that are better for certain intentions?
Yes. The new moon is a great time for new beginnings. It's a time for setting intentions, planting seeds for what you want to manifest.
Oh, so it's like the start of a new chapter.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about the full moon?
The full moon is more about culmination and release. It's a time to let go of anything that no longer serves you, limiting beliefs, negative patterns, even physical clutter.
So it's like making space for new manifestations to come in.
Exactly.
It seems like everything is connected when you really think about it.
It is. It's all about aligning ourselves with the natural rhythms and cycles of the universe.
I like that. Now, before we move on, I think it's important to address something that I know a lot of people struggle with.
Okay.
What about those times when we're doing all the right things, we're repeating our affirmations, we're visualizing, we're taking inspired action, but we're still not seeing the results we're hoping for? It can be easy to get discouraged.
That's a great point, and it's something that many people experience, and it often comes down to one key element: allowing.
Okay, allowing.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Allowing means releasing resistance, trusting the universe, and opening ourselves to receive what we've asked for. Imagine you've ordered your favorite meal at a restaurant, but then you refuse to eat it because you're afraid of spilling it or you don't think you deserve it.
So I'm blocking myself from enjoying the thing I wanted in the first place.
Exactly. We might be doing all the right things, but if deep down we don't believe we deserve it or we're afraid of something, we're creating this energetic barrier.
So how do we even cultivate that sense of allowing?
It starts with realizing that we are worthy. We are all connected to source energy, which is pure love and abundance. When we align with that energy, we tap into our true nature, which is limitless.
So instead of focusing on scarcity, we shift our mindset to abundance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about trusting that the universe has our back.
That everything is working out even if we can't see it yet.
Yes. It's about surrendering to the flow of life and trusting the timing of things.
I love that. This is so insightful.
We've talked about scripting, working with the moon cycles, the importance of allowing, and there's even more.
There is.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll explore even more ways to tap into the power of the vortex and really take your manifestation to the next level.
Welcome back to the Metaphysics Podcast, everyone.
It's great to be here for the final part of our deep dive into affirmations.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground already.
Yeah.
We talked about aligning our energy with what we want, attracting things into our lives, that vortex.
Releasing those limiting beliefs.
Right, and scripting and the moon cycles. And then last time we ended on allowing,
Letting go.
surrendering to the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now I'm really excited to kind of bring it all together, and talk about how we can actually use all of this to, create the life that we really want.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of people struggle with feeling disconnected from their desires. Like there's this gap between where they are and where they want to be.
Yeah, I think that's really common.
Yeah, and that's where vibrational alignment comes in. Remember, the vortex is always there. It's broadcasting at a certain frequency.
Yeah.
And to access it, we need to tune our vibration to match that frequency.
It's like finding the right radio station.
Exactly. If you want uplifting music, you have to tune in to the right channel. So how do we actually adjust our vibration to align with our desires? It's all about feeling good.
Okay, so if I'm feeling down or discouraged, the first step is to just try to shift my mood.
Yes, do something that brings you joy, whether it's listening to music, spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones, or even just taking a few deep breaths. That sounds almost too simple. Are you serious? Just feeling good can actually help us manifest our desires.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you feel good, you're emitting a high frequency that attracts more good things into your life. You become a magnet for positive experiences.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about feeling those positive feelings too.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's about aligning your entire being with what you want to create your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions.
Oh, that makes sense. But, sometimes you can be putting in the effort, you're trying to feel good, you're doing all the things, but you're still not seeing the results that you want. And it's so easy to get discouraged.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get that. And it's important to remember that the universe works on its own time frame. It's like planting a seed. You don't expect to see a sprout the next day, right?
Yeah.
You have to be patient, nurture the seed, give it water and sunlight, and trust that it's growing beneath the surface.
So patience is key.
Absolutely. Trust the process, believe that your desires are on their way, and keep cultivating those thoughts and feelings and actions that are aligned with what you want. That's such a good reminder, I think, especially in today's world, where we're so used to instant gratification.
Exactly. Manifestation is a journey, not a destination.
I love that. So, okay, so we've talked about feeling good and being patient.
Hmm?
Are there any other practical tips that you could share for people who are just starting out on this journey?
One really powerful technique is to pay attention to inspired action. It's not about forcing things to happen or trying to control every outcome. It's about being open to those subtle nudges from the universe.
So it's like the universe is giving us little hints and we just have to be paying attention.
Exactly. It might be a chance encounter, a sudden burst of inspiration, or an unexpected opportunity. It's about trusting your intuition and taking those leaps of faith when they present themselves.
I love that. The universe is always supporting us, but we just got to be listening.
Exactly. The more you tune into your intuition, the easier it becomes to hear those whispers and follow the path that leads you to your dreams.
This has been such a fascinating conversation. I feel like we could talk about this for hours.
Me too. There's so much to explore when it comes to manifestation.
But I think this is a great place to wrap up for today.
Yes, absolutely.
And remember, you are a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your reality with your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs.
The vortex is always there waiting for you to tap in.
So tune in to the frequency of your desires. Trust the process and watch as your dreams unfold.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of affirmations and manifestation. We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the Metaphysics podcast for more mind-blowing explorations into the unseen world.
Don't forget to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below.
Until next time, keep shining your light.
Namaste.